GFG is a new company, but I began in 1988 and my first car came out in '91. It was an all-carbon, mid-engine research prototype. My experience thereafter was not confined to such extreme cars of which I am still a fan today and see us engaged with tech rules in this new direction. The Luciola, which would become the famous Daewoo Matiz, the Maserati 3200 GT, the Lamborghini Gallardo. Many aspects of my professionalism are tied to international brands. And this is another characteristic that GFG has on its side, which it takes up with the challenge of the international car world. My experience is international, focused particularly on projects for the Far East, Japan first of all, with the K cars, cars that are 3.5 meters long, 3.70 maximum, in which 5 passengers had to be carried with maximum comfort and space. This has given me the chance to develop projects in recent years with new Chinese structures and companies, which I consider very innovative, and that for us designers is the future of our creative capacity. The first project I worked on in China was very important for me because, in effect, almost unknown to the world, it was the first project whose end product was a totally original Chinese car. Until then, until the 90s, Chinese cars were either copies or, above all, European or American cars assembled in China. Brilliance asked us to do a project from scratch. So from the layout to the exterior and interior styling, we created a car called Zonghua, which means China, and this led to commissions from other customers, the renowned Geely, FAW, and other clients such as Red Flag, a brand of the FAW group. For me, these were an incredible proving ground on the way to more modern projects today, beginning, however, with cars that, after all, were simple sedans. We've done so many. My experience with Chinese sedans is really unique. And today, we can rely on a future and on truly unique Chinese commissions. GFG is not only occupied with major Chinese projects, but we are already working for many other parts of the world. It is obvious that as Europe is the best organized, it has less need for studios like ours. It is something of the norm for my father and myself to be associated with projects for automotive startups, as we say today. They are not developed and not professionally prepared as, of course, European studios are. Today is a time of great change, as we know. Alternatively powered cars, basically electric. You see it in the papers, on the World Wide Web. But I began in 1992 with the first car, very small at that, the Luciola, 4 seats, 3.5 meters long, and that was already a hybrid. So thanks also to this experience, largely developed with manufacturers in the Far East, Toyota for example, I was able to develop a design that immediately, before its time, tried to understand the advantage or in some case the drawbacks of building a car with totally alternative power. It is clear that despite technological changes, the human physique has not changed. We will not see enormous changes in the general appearance of the car because, anyway, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7 people do not change physically, and we will always have to consider them. A point, a real turning point, maybe, will come from self-driving cars, as this will revolutionize above all the interior, obviously leaving more space available, different space, while the exterior form, I think, should continue to reflect the rather satisfying style of human pleasure in looking at an object.